How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. It's Thursday. I'm going to put this video on my backup channel. We roughly got 6 days to go. It's to the 3rd or the 28th. Some people are talking about Purim the 28th, which it's not going to happen on the 28th. People are watching the 28th. That's 2 days away. That's Saturday. The 3rd, people are saying the 3rd, which is right here. Some people are saying the 3rd. Things got to start happening very shortly. Trump being gone. If Trump was gone, as I talked about in my other videos, if they had a funeral for him or something, it would take days, take a week at least. So we'll see what happens. As far as the 28th for me, no, I don't think it'll happen on the 28th. The 3rd, I'm more apt to April, and I'm going to go over everything. Actually, the 31st, right in there, the 31st. Yeah, we're all just watching and waiting, watching the clown show. So I should have had this in with my last video. This is Back to the Future. As you can see right there, that would have fit in with my video. I thought about it later. But before I get going, I'm going to have the update because what's going on. Because I'm not just picking a date. My date has with other things happening. Iran and Trump. Trump attacking Iran, or Trump being dead and then they attack Iran. Not just picking a date. I've been right 100% of the time. Trump's still standing, we're still standing, and Iran hasn't been attacked yet. Damascus. As I said before, I think it's going to happen at the end of March. I'm going to go over everything. So this is the latest. This was just a few minutes ago. As you can see, they're still talking. U.S. brings demands, and then down here it says, Oman foreign minister. Like I said, they're not going to be attacking Iran with all these foreign ministers and stuff. We exchanged creative ideas in the Geneva negotiations today. This was 1 hour ago. We both exchanged. Now this could be peace and safety. That has not been declared yet. So there, I saw somebody say it was going to happen in 24 hours. There's no way that Rubio's going to be in Geneva negotiating when it all goes down. Just doesn't make sense. Also, too, the aircraft carrier, as I talked about before, mid-March. So that's what I'm watching. So here we are. So they're still negotiating. They'll be negotiating tomorrow. I'm watching Trump. Something happened to Trump tomorrow. We will see. Something happens to Trump tomorrow, my Raptor meter would probably go up to 70, 80%. 70, 80%, my Raptor meter. If nothing happens to Trump tomorrow, then no. And as far as the 3rd goes, as I said, he could be gone on the 3rd, Taco Tuesday. I don't think something's going to happen when he's gone, right when he's gone. So, I'm going to talk about something I've talked about before. I made videos on this before. Now, the Catholic Church in Nostradamus, they were feuding. Nostradamus hated the Catholic Church. They tried to smear him. The Catholic Church also killed, murdered, burnt people at the stake if they didn't agree with them. So in my book, Nostradamus is not a negative. He was under a smear campaign from the Catholic Church, just like they smeared everybody that they burned. If they call them a heretic, if they did not follow the Catholic Church, they would burn you at the stake. So being the fact that Nostradamus hated the Catholic Church, and he has been right. And I'm going to just show you a few things. I could show you tons of things. Another thing is that the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is lining up with now. Also, kings go to war.
Pontiff of Rome, beware of approaching the city. 2 rivers flow. Your blood is spat there when the rose blooms. You and yours.
When the rose bloom is May. May is when the rose blew and your blood is spattered.
Of Rome, beware of approaching the city. 2 rivers flow. Your blood is spat there when the rose blooms.
So this is May, and this happened right here. It was May, and that's when the rose bloomed. I did have it up here, I believe, but if I didn't, you can check it out for yourself. Rose blew in May, and he was struck in the neck, and he severe blood loss. So exactly, he didn't say he would die, but he said he'd get his blood would spatter, and he said it in May. It was in May.
Pontiff of Rome, beware of approaching the city. 2 rivers flow. Your blood is spat there.
Your blood is spat there. So this did happen. Severe blood loss. It was a Turkish man, and Naughty Beaver had a picture of it that Nostradamus drew a picture. And I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. And Naughty Beaver's channel is gone. I think he's on Rumble or something, but I did not go and look. He took all of his videos down. So, this is in May. As you can see right here, this happened May 13th, when the roses bloomed, just as he said. So he was right on the money. Oh, right here I did have it. See, as you can see, the blessed bloom of the season for mid to the late May. And it happened May 13th, mid to late May is when the roses bloom. So he was right on the money. He was right on the money, and is spatted. He was hit in the neck. This is Pope John Paul. So this did happen. So he was right on the money. Now, Nostradamus talked about the second Antichrist. That was Hitler. And this is what he said. He said Hister, but as you can see right here, he was right on the money also.
The writings of Nostradamus. Beasts ferocious with hunger will...
Beast ferocious with hunger. Well, this is what he says. Ferocious with hunger.
Cross the rivers.
Cross the rivers. Kings go to war. Now, Hitler was furious. This is March 16th, but Hitler was furious, fierce with anger, furious, will cross the river. This happened. He violated the Versailles. Now, I pronounce stuff wrong, but you can read it right there. Versailles, I pronounce things wrong. Very interesting. Nostradamus pronounced it Hister instead of Hitler. Sounds like something I would do, but So what he did, he violated the treaty and he crossed the river. He was supposed to stay. This was in World War I. They had this treaty that Germany was supposed to stay on the side of the river, and he crossed the river. And he was furious about the treaty, and he broke the treaty. He crossed the river. They rearmed themselves and they crossed the river, violating the treaty. So, let's get back to this. Furious of hunger, war, will cross the rivers. This is exactly what it says.
Greater part of the battlefield will be against him.
The greater part of the battlefield, and this is spot on. If most people know I like history, you should too, because history repeats itself, but the Bible says what happened before will happen again. There's nothing new under the sun. It says the greater part of the battlefield will be against
into a cage of iron.
Into a cage of iron. This is the battlefield. It will be against Hister unto a cage of iron. This is also spot on. The Germany was known for their tanks. And their tanks, when their tanks fell, they were called the Tiger, and the, what's the other one? I like history, but now I'm having a mind blank. Panther and the Tiger. Now, once their tanks fell, they fell. They put their pride in their tanks. When the Sherman tanks went against the Tiger and the Panther, they could shoot at the Tiger and the Panther and our shells would bounce off. They wouldn't even penetrate. This is at the beginning of the war. We would lose hundreds to one Panther or Tiger tank until we upgraded with a lot of different things. I could go on and on about this, but the cage of iron is a tank, and it says Hister. So he was spot on this. As you can see, Hitler, he crossed the river. Germany troops occupy the Rhineland. Napoleon also did this. Before Hitler. So, as you can see right here, the first military act, German troops, and this was March, kings go to war. I've talked about this before. And as you can see, he broke it. Kings go to war. This was the start of it. World War III, start of World War III. As you can see, German was known for their unstoppable heavy armored metal tanks. It says Germany tanks, particularly the Tiger and the King Tiger. I think there's also the Panther. Renowned for their heavy armor and powerful weaponry. The Tiger is 88, very interesting. So, the heaviest tanks in service. So, once their tanks fell, if you know what happened, once their tanks fell, we rolled right into Germany. But as you can see, the battlefield against Hister unto a cage of iron. And that's exactly what happened.
Into a cage of iron will the Great One be drawn, when the child of Germany observes nothing.
So, it talks about the children of Germany. So, he was correct. So, as I talked about before, this same crossing over, we're going to cross over a river. We're going to cross over, the Bible talks about Moses crossed over the Red Sea. Same thing. So, as you can see here, patent. It started on March with Hitler around March 6th and the 22nd when kings go to war, this time frame. Like I said, I like history, and this is exactly what's going on. Now let's get to what this is about, the Antichrist. Now, Nostradamus, the painting that I was going to show you, but I couldn't find it, was when the Pope was shot. It was a Turkish man that shot the Pope, and that's exactly what Nostradamus showed in his painting. Which if somebody can find it, they can send it to me. But Naughty Beaver had it, and he showed it, and that's when I made this video. I went over my old videos, and this pertains today. This was Nostradamus' drawing, and he had a quatrain for it of the dragon, and this is exactly what I put in my video. It was, see, as you can see, it's March also. This is in 2021. Naughty Beaver took his channel down, but here he is talking, and he talks about it right here. So the Revelation 12 sign, Nostradamus made a drawing of it, and he called it the change of an age.
How many stars for Leo that I told you there's 9, right? They got 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3 and 2 and 1. It's 9 stars. And here's the amazing part: to complete the crown, you got Venus, Mars, and Mercury. And here you got Planet, 3 stars. What's neat, if you look right in, this is a duplicate picture. The middle star is a little bit smaller than the other 2. And there it is, right there is Mars. It's astonishing. What's amazing about this picture is it does have everything to do with the Revelation. This is the Antichrist story from Nostradamus. Now, how do I know he was talking about the great sign in heaven? So we'll keep moving on, as he does it right here.
The sky concerning Lyon foretells by fixed stars and clear signs.
The stars concerning Lyon. In French, Lyon is Lion. Okay. It's the only time in human history that was significant.
So he talked about the Revelation 12 sign. He talked about Nostradamus, the lion, and is that change of the age. Andy shows this picture right here. I could find this picture. I couldn't find the other one. So he was spot on this also. Like I said, I believe Naughty Beaver's on Rumble now. So here is about today, because that's what this video is about. It's about today. And it's the 4th century. It's right here. It's 428. Now I had to... This is from my video in 2021.
Venus covered by the sun.
Venus covered by the sun. Now, and this is doom. He's talking about doom, okay? Doom. Venus covered by the sun. Venus covered by the sun means that it's on the other side of the earth. It's on the other side of the sun. Venus covered in the sun. This is on the 26th, which is today. So in other words, Venus covered by the sun, it's an opposite from the earth, and it's covered by the sun. It's on the other side. It's opposite of the earth. In other words, Venus covered by the sun. Venus covered by the sun.
Under its splendor, an occult form.
Occult form will appear. Antichrist. Occult form. Lying sign and wonders. Play it again.
Tarascon
That's the other one.
Where the pyramid still stands, they come to deliver the Prince of Anamark.
That's the other one.
Redemption violated in the Temple of Artemis. Venus covered by the sun. Under its splendor, an occult form arises.
Occult form arises, which is occult form arises. That's Antichrist. Occult form arises. Beast system. Occult form. Antichrist. Lying signs and wonders. Occult form. Lying sign and wonders. False. Biblical Antichrist, lying sign and wonders, beast image, image of the beast. So let's go. Venus covered by the sun. I just showed you it's on the opposite side. It's covered by the sun means you can't see it because the sun's in the way. Cult form arises. He also talks about the golden age. And another one I'll talk about it.
Isis. Mercury reveals them to the fire.
Mercury reveals it to the fire, which is the sun. As you can see, Mercury's right there. As you can see, I'm assuming this means when it passes, because Mercury, it's hidden right here. Mercury, when it passes by, which is also 88. As you can see, it's in between. Mercury reveals it to the fire, and then it disappears out of the way. As you can see right there, then it's straight shot, reveals it to the fire. So right there, that's, like I said, this is around this date. This is around March. So March is, so this is spot on. As you can see, occult form arises. Mercury reveals it. I just showed you.
By warlike din put to doom.
Doom. So there you go. That's what we're expecting. Doom. So I did make this video before. I talked about it. This only happens once or twice a year, and it's around March. So, lying signs and wonders. Lying signs and wonders. Now I'm going to talk about this because he also talks about a comet. Prophecy comet.
It rains blood, milk, famine, iron, and plague. In the sky, running fire, sparks long trailing. After this has endured for a long time, there will be renewed another reign. A golden age.
So there you go. What has Trump been talking about? Trump's been talking about the golden age. So this happens after the fire. This is rain, a comet. So all this stuff is happening in, this is comet is coming. As you can see, comet is supposed to light up the sky. I showed it here. It's going to be here around April 5th. I showed this also. Everybody's talking about it. I also showed it right here. He's talking about the same thing. Many people are talking about it. So this is my video. I'll put it up on my backup channel. So all these videos I put out before are coming true today. What I personally has been watching for. I went back through my old videos, And as I said, I was looking at, because just like my videos about Trump being shot, getting back up, that happened, what, a year or so ago. The final event, as I have talked about before, is Trump. Trump in Damascus, in Iran. These things I've been talking about for a long time, and also too this right here, but it does line up as I showed right there. Mercury reveals Venus to the fire. I'll go back, as you can see right there. It's covered right there. That's on 3-4, 3-5. But he says doom. So, this is my video. Hope everybody's doing well. Yes, I'm watching every day. Everybody's watching every day. That's what we're supposed to. Watch and pray always. But I try to bring stuff that nobody brings you. Yeah, I could just say, oh, a lot of people, like I say, they just regurgitate, oh, the third, just like last year with the situation with October, and right in there, everybody was, or September 23rd, regurgitate and just making videos, not having anything to, I mean, people make videos and they just say the third. Now, they aren't watching anything else. It's like, and I have, the only reason why I'm saying this, I have people send me videos. I had probably, somebody sent me 3, I probably had 3 this morning. It's the 10th. I'm just being truthful. I've had probably 3 people send me videos this morning about the third. None of them, they just had videos about the third, about the blood moon. That's all that was about, the blood moon on the 3rd. Not talking anything about Iran, not talking anything about what's going on, just about the 3rd. To me, that's no logic. The Bible has a certain order of things, and I've said this before. The Bible has a certain order of things, and we're at the point of Iran and Trump, for me, and those 2 things haven't happened yet. Now, if Trump, as I said, if Trump is out of here on the 27th, my meter is also going to go up, but if you go to, and I'm not going to put it up here because I put it up before, sometimes I feel like I'm redundant, but as with the situation with Maduro in Venezuela, that happened, as I said it would. He would fall from power, falling from a tree. I say it, and then I did say it a couple other times before it did happen. I mentioned it 2 or 3 times, redundancy. But in Jeremiah 49, it says Iran will be blown to the 4 winds of heaven. That's Jeremiah 49. It's at the end. It's like the last 4 verses, 3 verses. It says Iran will be blown to the 4 winds of heaven. In Daniel, it says the same thing about, in Daniel, the king of the south says the same thing. King of the south, the dominion that he ruled, will be blown to the 4 winds of heaven. So the same thing it says about Iran, it says the same thing about America. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. But I've been talking too much, but hope everybody's doing well. God bless. I'll be live Saturday. Those people that were looking at the 28th, I just went over what Nostradamus talks about it. Nostradamus does talk about this, and he says doom. So it says, the last thing he says, as I said, this event, this planetary alignment, he says occult forms arises. Occult form arises. It says Mercury. So he is talking about this alignment. He's talking about things going on in the heavens. It says Mercury reveals Venus to the fire. So as you can see right there, and that's right in the middle of March, right the closest date to this happening would be, that's the 6th. Oh, also something. Mercury's in retrograde. The messenger, Mercury the messenger is in retrograde until the 20th. Mercury is in retrograde until the 20th, which is the, you could say the new, the first month. It's in retrograde. Mercury, I should have had this up here, but I'm not going to. This video's long enough. Mercury's in retrograde until the 20th. I checked that out also. Anyway, God bless. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to put planetary alignment for this video. Planetary alignment, the 28th. God bless. Hope everybody's doing well. God bless.